Hello everyone and welcome to another I Pick My Butt video, more Legends of the Kingdom Rush today, and we're going to be talking about how to beat all three of the bosses currently inside the game. When it comes to selecting your party, I like to go for Gerald. He's like a tanky fighter, and we want to grab both the 1-star skills, and then for the 2-star, I like to go for the Glorious Swipe. For range attacks, we're going to go for the Ranger. Once again, grab both the 1-star skills, and then for the 2-star one, I like to go for this Verdant Defender. Really can save you in some life or death situations. And the last one, we're going to go for the Witch Doctor. This is going to be the healing for the party. Grab both the 1-star skills, and then for the 2-star one, grab this Tainted Healing. This will make it where you can actually get some heal for the Witch Doctor himself. And for the 4th hero, if you can recruit them during your journey, either like to go for the Bombardier or the Dark Knight. Both of them seem to do decent damage, and they're not too squishy. So the first boss we're going to be going up against is Crumb, and this one isn't really too difficult, but if you do end up beating them with no deaths to your heroes, you are going to unlock the Orc Cleaver. When going into battle, you always want to pay attention to see when you're getting your attack in. So if you look up top, the one all the way to the left is going to be the champion or enemy that's going to attack first. And what we want to try to do is get Gerald up towards the front on it here, because he's going to be our tank. He's going to be taking most of the damage. And we want to try to use our Ranger and then the Witch Doctor in the back. And then Bombardier, we can have her kind of wherever. But we want to focus on taking out these couple of range units first. And then there's even a Shaman in there too. He can be quite a pain if he's going to be doing some healing. So try to go for range first and then get that Shaman afterwards if you can. When you do throw Gerald out front, he won't be able to attack anybody because of his range. So make sure you're using that shield retribution on him. That'll make it by the time you defeat those rangers and stuff. One of those larger orcs will come in, attack him, and then he'll take the damage that he's dealing himself. By the time you make it through one round, Crumb is going to use his lightning ability, and you can see it here. Nothing crazy. This is pretty much his main attack. The difficult part is once you go and have your guy that you need to move him out of the way, it can be a little tough to see. But you can always see the center spot on it, and then you just got to keep in mind that it's going to be touching the 6 around. So if you see kind of a little bit of a twinkle there, just get 2 spaces away from it, and that should steer you clear. And these thunderbolts will not only deal damage to you, but they will do damage to the enemies also. So if you can kite them into this space, that's an extra bonus. By the time you kill all the orcs, Crumb's going to go and throw some more enemies out there, and he's going to drop it in the battlefield himself. Now I was too lazy to go back and look up the name of these guys, so we're just going to call them the Red Mages and the Red Sword guys. If you don't kill the Red Sword guys all the way, they will turn into like a tentacle, so just be cautious of that. These are all very easy enemies to kill. They all have 4 hit points, so you should be able to drop them pretty fast. Just make sure you're watching out for Crumb's actual lightning bolts there in the meantime. Once it comes to Crumb's turn again, he's going to go do his lightning bolt thing, and then he's going to pop up somewhere else and just have new spots on him. He will then go bring another enemy in, which can be a little bit more of a pain. They're not terrible. I would say focus more on Crumb, because once you beat him, you're pretty much beating all the enemies in the game, so it's going to be the end of that chapter. And as I said earlier, if you end up beating this without losing anybody in your party, you will get that Orc Cleaver. This is really a pretty easy boss, but it might take you 1 or 2 tries to go undefeated on it. Alright, moving on to the next one, which is going to be Stormcloud, and this is going to be a little bit trickier because number one, you're going to start off in an ambush situation where you're in the middle, enemies on the outsides, and we also have this kind of weird looking troll dude too. So one of the big things you're going to see it right here is there's these crystals, and these crystals are going to shoot lasers out in about 3 tiles in both directions, and that's going to be kind of like a key indication that we need to use these crystals to hit this weird looking troll dude, because your attacks are not going to actually do damage to him. So kind of the same strategy as the last one. We do want to get our tanks in the front, have the range in the back, so pick a side. We're going to wipe out these red guys over here, and do not stay in line with these crystals. You can always see that one of the crystals is going to be in line with this troll dude, so keep that one, but try to get rid of these other ones, because one of them will shoot the beams, and then the other one will kind of just give a little smaller attack to you if you're close enough to it. Like I said, don't waste your attacks on Troll Dude, because they do absolutely nothing, and that could be something that could have been spent on one of the other enemies on the screen, or even a crystal. The longer you drag this out, the more enemies that are going to pop up, but by the time you hit him for the 3rd time, he's going to go make a little rant about, hey, you know, you guys think you own this is my area, blah, blah, blah. And he's going to transform into an even crazier looking dude with now these crystals embedded into him. And now he's going to have these kind of green crystals floating around around. If you don't kill all 3 of these green crystals, each crystal left will heal him for 3 marks or 3 hit points. So realistically, everyone you destroy is going to damage him by 3, and each one you leave will heal him by 3. But really, nothing to really worry about because this isn't too bad. I kind of cleared out some of the other enemies in here. Eventually, you're going to get help from this NPC who's going to bring a golem out, and then you'll have an extra hero to kind of play with and attack on him too. Now, even though I said this one is a little bit trickier, if you know how to attack him, it's not that bad. You really shouldn't have any issues. I did struggle the first time because I didn't know how, but the second time I went through and it was pretty straightforward. When you finally hit that last crystal, all the other enemies will die with him, and actually they do say what his name is, which is Alguk High, I believe it is pronounced, but don't hold me to that. I'm too lazy to go back and redo the rest of the video, so you're gonna have to know him as Green Goblin Dude up to here. But other than that, guys, this one pretty simple. The next one though, this is where it's going to get tricky. So the first thing you're going to see is we're at the Overseer's portal, and we're also going to have this kind of Medusa lady. I don't know her name either, but at any rate, she's going to make kind of slime clones of herself, so you're going to have to try to figure out which one's her. I got pretty lucky the first couple of times. I hit her the first time and did the damage to her. The other ones just kind of disappear afterwards. If you get lucky enough, Bombardier is a great one to recruit on this because her basic attack is kind of an AoE, so you can really hit multiple enemies at the same time. Watch out for those blue things with the eyeballs. If you don't end up killing all of those, they will explode and they leave like a fiery path, maybe about like 6 blocks around them. So it's definitely something you don't want to have on the battlefield because there's not a lot of room to begin with, and that's just one more thing that's going to take a hit point away from your characters as they walk through them and do some bleed fire damage too. By the time you finally got the 4th hit on her, she's going to get angry, she's going to pop up, and this is one of those things that before you hit that 4th, you want to make sure all your guys are kind of healed up to the max because there's no way to avoid this first attack. She's going to throw some big tentacles out and she's going to just pop up wherever she wants. You'll see this pink area. I'm in that space right now. All my characters inside there are going to take damage. Luckily, it's not too bad, but like I said, it's unavoidable at this point. So you can see the next one's going to pop over there on the right, and these tentacles are going to slam down when it's their turn for 3 tiles in a straight line, either left to right. It depends on which side they're pointing at. But luckily, we don't have any more slime clones, so we can hit her directly, do the damage to her, and when we take her down to enough, we're going to once again run into another phase. Now, real quick with the Witch Doctor, we should be able to get level 3 abilities at this point in the game. You really want to get this Ring of Healing because we are so close together. This is a great way to heal all your allies at the same time. So once again, we get her down, we got our next phase. Now our little bit of a target area for where she's going to pop up is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be kind of like a Y almost, I would say. And the tricky part about this is it only looks like it extends 2 tiles, but it's actually going to extend 5 tiles. So I thought my guy who was safe there, I actually thought both of them were safe, and then she popped up and nailed me through both of them. The other thing we have is these eyeballs, and the eyeballs are going to be tricky because you don't really know where they shoot. They don't ever seem to shoot up. They always kind of shoot down on a downward angle. No exact science through it. I'm sure I could kind of look for a little bit more, but they kind of look like they're 4 tiles over, 4 tiles down. I don't know, maybe it's 5, but you can see it's well out of the distance if you are going to be hanging up towards the top area. Really, the hardest part I found on this one was those blue eyeball things and the fiery path that they left, and then the fiery path that she leaves when she pops up. But go and do more damage to her, and that is the final phase on it. She will shrink down to a small little goblin-looking Medusa thing, whatever you want to call it, and then you'll be saved by, once again, that bald-headed monk that has the golem. He'll teleport you out. So that's it, guys. That's how you beat the bosses on it. Like I said, it wasn't too difficult if you know what's going on with it, but it seemed like every time I had to play it, I had to go through, figure it out, and then go back and play it a second time, and that's how I ended up beating it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and remember, I picked my butt.